using chemical weapons against the Ukrainians. Right. So what they're parroting, what Tucker Carlson parrots every night on Fox News, what Tulsi Gabbard is spreading, is actually helping Putin get away with criminal acts against innocent Ukrainian civilians. And what you're so you got Vadim the Brave, right? Vadim the Brave. Vadim Novgorodsky, the grandson of Gostomyzel, tried to raise a rebellion against Rurik. Rurik is a Spanish Viking that's going to take over the Novgorodian Slavs, and then he's going to have a brother-in-law that takes over the Keevan Slavs, the Polans, and the Drevlians, and the Vitsivashi, and the Novgorodskians. So the grandson of Gostomyzel, he raised a rebellion against Rurik, but he's going to get killed instead. So Rurik is going to take over Ladoga. He's going to build a fortress in Ladoga, and then they're going to take over Novgorod in 862, and then 882 is when Oleg is going to take Kiev. And so this is Rurik and Oleg and Olga and Igor and Vladimir and Yaroslav. So they took power in Novgorod. So the question is, did the people of Novgorod, did they resist? Did the people of Novgorod, yes, they did. They did resist because you got Vadim the Brave. Vadim the Brave. You had Catherine II that had some kind of play. She didn't really want him to be known, but she kind of did. So she had a play that was going on. And so that whole idea of the legend about the calling of the Varangians, hey, we need the Magyars to come over to rule over us. Bunch of fucking bullshit that just developed later on just to explain the origin, glorify the ruling, princely dynasty, the founding of which is considered they're begging for us to rule over them. And so then we came and we ruled over them just like they wanted. The Veeps and the Kravitches. The Kravitches wanted us to rule over them. And the Veeps and the Drevlians. No, the Drevlians ripped Igor in half. The Drevlians didn't want the goddamn Swedish Vikings ruling over them. That's for goddamn sure. So let's see. What's old Jim got to say about The View every day certainly isn't CIA talking points. Certainly isn't stenography from the State Department. It certainly isn't the establishment narrative. What you're hearing on The View certainly isn't something. It's certainly stuff they thought up themselves. Okay, here we go. It's horrifying, and what's so hard for me to understand, we've all been watching in horror as these people are being killed, mothers in maternity wings. Can you imagine You know what I love about when we invaded Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, Syria? We didn't kill any mothers in maternity wings. That's what you love? You're being sarcastic, so you did love it or you didn't I don't understand what you're trying to say to me here. Peter the Grape, his father was a Muscovite. So these, Novgorodians, they just want to try to conquer basically the northern people want to try to conquer the southern people. That's all that's going on. And then Kiev is on the Dnieper River, so that's a goddamn great business location. That's right there right by the Black Sea. They can hit Constantinople, then they can hit the rest of the world. If you can't succeed in Kiev, if you're the government of Kiev and you can't succeed in Kiev when you got that Dnieper River right there, connecting you to the rest of the fucking world, you should get out of business because basically business would just do well on its own. Peter the Grape's father is a Muscovite. His mother was a Tartar. His mother was a hamster, and his father smelled of elderberries. Peter the Grape's father is a Muscovite. These Muscovitians, they pretend like they're the Rus, but they keep on using they're a different kind of Rus, I guess. I don't know, Northern Rus or something, but they keep on trying to say that they're Kievan Rus or Keevan Rus, so therefore we're just like you, but they're not Keevan Rus, they're the fucking Slavs. So the Rus and the Slavs, they ruled, jointly for 400 years, so there is some joint. But his mother's a Tartar, so you got this Muscovite Tartar who's sitting there saying, hey, Kiev, you need to be us, and then he's going to take a bunch of Ukrainians to build a city upon. Tens of thousands of peasant Ukrainians died in the construction of St. Petersburg. Yeah, okay, Peter the Grape, your father was a Muscovite, your mother was a Tartar. No wonder you don't give a fuck about the native Ukrainians. Tens of thousands of Ukrainians were killed in the construction of St. Petersburg. Catherine the Grape, she's a French-German Pole masquerading as the Tsar of Russia. The Queen of Russia, the great Russian, she's German-Polish. The Queen of Russia, the German-Polish Queen, she speaks French as her native tongue. The German-Polish Queen, who speaks French. She's the queen of what country? Prussia? Belarusia? Ukraine? No, Russia. But you just said she was from Poland. Yeah, I know. Does she even know any Russian? Does she even know any Russian people? Had she ran for the president of Russia, would she have won? Would she have got a single goddamn vote? The fuck does a goddamn German French Pole know about the Drevlians and the Polyanas and the Kravitches and the Chews and the Viachis and the Croatians and the Kravitches? The Viachis were democratic people. They believed in self-government. The Viachis, they didn't want the goddamn fucking Swedish Vikings taking them over. That's why the Drevlians ripped Igor in half. The Drevlians ripped Igor in half for a goddamn reason. They didn't like him. They killed the fucking Viachis killed that fucking Saint Cuckus or whatever too. Motherfucker wants to sit there and say, you know, his way's the best. You don't know the Viachi way. You don't know the Drevlian way. So you come here with your goddamn Swedish Viking fucking bullshit. Get out of here with your Swedish Viking bullshit. Vadim the Brave, Vadim Novgorodsky, the grandson of Gostamizel, he raised a rebellion against Rurik because the people of Novgorod did not want those Swedish Vikings to conquer them, the Slovenes. Novgorod is where the Slovenes are. Vadim may have been a Slovene himself. So Vadim the Brave, Vadim Novgorodsky, named because he came out of Novgorod. The Slovene, the Eastern Slav, tried to resist the oppression. So that's what the Ukrainian people of today should be. They should be Vadim the Braves. You want to sit there and say, what, the Keevan Rus is so fucking great? Be Vadim the Brave. Be Vadim the Brave.
Okay. In the position of like, Putin, not so bad of a guy. It's just bizarre. It's un-American.
So what if he gets away with that? I mean,
it's the most watched man in cable news. It's actually a really scary.
Oh my God! Half the country must be traitors. They can't. He's the most watched man in cable news. How could that? How could this be happening? Our whole country's full of traitors. Oh my God!
And truckers.
And truckers and traitors.
And unvaccinated traitors.
Unvaccinated trucker traitors.
Who are anti-vaxxers and fascists who are traitors and Russian anti-vaxxer truckers.
Truckers.
It's all one thing.
Yes, it's all trucker. January 6th, trucker, traitor.
Insurrectionist anti-vaxxers.
What? Now watch what Joyce Flex is here.
And there's a Tucker and Laura Ingraham and Tulsi Gabbard. Well, listen, the Fox board of directors.
All of them are traitors. Tucker.
Is that what she was flexing there, Jimmy? Watch what she's flexing. Joseph Conrad, he's from the Ukraine. That Lex Friedman's from the Ukraine. Mila Kunis is from the Ukraine. Ina Shevchenko, the feminist from Ukraine. Pussy Riot is, I'm on the side of Pussy Riot. I'm on the side of Femin. I'm on the side of Mila Kunis. I'm on the side of, you know, truth, righteousness, and justice, and freedom, and peace, and everything that's good in the world. I used to think that Dostoevsky was actually dark and dreary. Then I read that the Russian people actually read Dostoevsky, you know, Crime and Punishment, the fucking idiot, the possessed, and, you know, Brothers Karamazov. Russians read all that dark and dreary shit for hope and inspiration. So their lives are actually worse than what those books depict.
Tulsi Gabbard, Laura Ingraham, everybody. They're all of them. They're not people I disagree with politically. They're traitors.
Should really step in. If they call themselves patriots and they, you know, it's not enough to be posting flags about Ukraine. There's a bunch of folks on that board of directors list, like my friend Paul Ryan, who I wish would be weighing in and saying we cannot be.
So they're calling for the board of directors of Fox News to silence people.